Hi, I'm Ben. This is my videos of his, and this is another episode recap of Spider-Man. In this episode, Dr. Octopus appears. But here's the funny story. The website where I watch, I think it's called Watch Cartoons Online, is it's does anime and a lot of other things. Anime dub and sub. Oh, you're gonna hear the cat meow and scratch at the door. Sorry if that's gonna get distracting, but anyways, anyways, so this one is Doctor Octopus Part 1 and 2, and I actually saw Part 2 first, then Part 1. I didn't know, because when the first time I saw it, I was like, I feel like I missed an episode, and I kinda did, because they aired they sent a link to the episodes in the wrong order, so I watched Part 2 first, then Part 1. But let's discuss Part 1. It opens with them be like, oh, we has to take a quiz, or Dr. Octavius, he's like this. Also, they mention he's 19 years old, and he's like this and he's like, and the boss guy was like, I don't care about age, but yeah, I don't know how to feel about him being 19, because he's like an older man. I don't see why they made him into a 19-year-old if in the source material he's an older man. But anyways, the Powerpuff, the in the first episode, Dr. Octopus came in, and but we got the villain Crimson Dynamo. Yeah, Crimson Dynamo's in this episode, and it's a woman. I don't know if Crimson Dynamo is a woman, but I know she's an Iron Man villain. Yeah, I'm surprised Iron Man didn't make an appearance. I would expect, oh, but I guess they wanted to save this for just being on Dr. Octopus and Spider-Man team up. So he starts out as a good guy, Neil, in the first episode, but then there was this science thing that made him fuse to his skeleton. And he's like, I'm stuck like this forever. And so then he showed him, Spider-Man showed him you can be a good guy, so he uses his power for good and defeated the Crimson Dynamo. And they were like, how are we gonna pick this thing up? And there was like, well, what about Big Crane? I was like, we're arresting it, not towing it. And that's kind of funny. But anyways, the episode start the episode part 2 starts with Miles Morales and Spider-Man and Peter Parker Spider-Man both stopping on both stopping the pier, both stopping a bridge from collapsing. It kind of reminds me of that Young Justice episode where Superman and Superboy stopping the bridge, but it's Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Doctor Octopus are helping to assemble the bridge. And when I first saw the episode, because since I saw part 2 first, I was like, oh, is Doctor Octopus behind this? And I'm like, no, he's the hero now. And the lizard made an appearance, and it's by, and the plot twist is, spoiler alert, it's Norman Osborn. Yeah, Norman Osborn is the lizard. It's still Dr. Connors. Also, he kind of looks like the lizard from The Amazing Spider-Man, but with a muzzle beard and long hair. So, anyways, he the Norman Osborn was behind the lizard thing, and he tricked Dr. Octopus stop to to destroy to fuse the lizard thing. But then at the end it turns him into Godzilla. Like he thought he found a cure, but turns out Norman Osborn betrayed Dr. Octopus. He turned into the lizard, and and Dr. Octopus was blamed, and he's like, this is all Spider-Man's fault, Dr. Octopus says, because but really it's Norman Osborn, and he thinks it's Spider-Man. And then his boss fired him at the school, but he's like, but Dr. Octopus was like, save your breath, I quit. So then he works for Norman Osborn, and now he's like, I'm gonna do evil things. So let's find out what happens in part 3 and 4. But that was the episode recap of part 2 and 1. Well, I don't know what will happen next, but my next review will be Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. Well, I'm Ben, this is videos of his, and see you around.